What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. We're back with another video, another live stream, talking today about Paraag's comments in regards to the recruitment, which obviously is going to be very, very vital to us this summer. What Leeds United may look for. Are we going to go down the more championshipy route of steel? Are we going to sacrifice the skill? Or can we have both? We'll get into that in just a moment. Also going to speak about Ben Johnson just briefly, as he's been linked with us yet again. So we'll speak about Ben Johnson and anything else that anyone wants to talk about in the chat. How you doing, Steve? Hope everyone's good. In terms of that, yeah, please like the video. You have to do that for me, man. It's free of charge. Like the video. It's going to be one of these summers where transfers are going to be the main topic of everything. So please like the video just so that it gets out to more people. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and of course drop your comments below if they're sensible, as always. Yeah, I'm back, man. I'm back here. It was a good one yesterday, man. I liked that stream yesterday. It was good. Nice late night Sunday one. Everyone was just, the mood was good. I gotta say as well, because people ask, how am I not happy, but why am I looking forward with so much optimism after the playoff loss? And Russ, who's a member of the channel, said himself, he hasn't even been able to watch a video yet because he's still down about the result. But I don't know, maybe it's because I do this, and in this kind of space you have to look forward. You can't just keep on looking back at the season and go and just stew in it. You have to go, okay, well, that didn't happen. Now, as much as it sucks, because it does suck that we're not in the Premier League, I feel there's an avenue to the Premier League next season. I absolutely do. I feel, not only with Paraag's words, not only with the Red Bull investment, not only with the three teams that came down. And as I say, if we don't do anything at all, and the three teams that come down retain some players and add to it, my mentality will change. I change with the information. My opinion doesn't go, on cloud nine or whatever it may be. I'm not a head in the sand kind of person. I go where the information changes, and until I'm given reason to think that we don't have a legitimate shot at promotion next season, regardless of who goes, and obviously that depends on who comes in, I feel we've got a legit chance next season. Now, yeah, it's gonna suck. You know me, I don't enjoy championship football. I don't, but if it takes us just this one more year to do it, and we're better off in the long run, with the Red Bull investment, I'm good with it, man. I'm good. Wait, Billy saying, wait, is Paraag reactivating the service crew? Yeah, listen, I thought I'd have a bit of fun with the thumbnail. You know what I mean? I was gonna put Farker deep in thought like this, or Paraag looking like this. But you know what? I thought I'd go, wait a minute, we're in the championship. Let me have some fun with it. You know what I mean? Um, Paul saying, hello, Cage, you're really excited with Red Bull. Really think we'll win the league. At this point in time, Paul, and again, this could change by the end of the transfer window. So this opinion is fluid right now. But I don't see who's going to be better than us next season. I don't. And that's not me being an arrogant Leeds fan. This is me looking at the players that will be left over. Yeah, we won't have Somerville, probably won't have Nanto, but I think we'll have Dan James. I think we'll have Ampadu. We're going to bring in players as well. We'll see the type of players that we do bring in. That will also change my opinion as well, if they're not the ones that I feel that we should be getting. But I don't see where we're not the favourites. I'm not frightened of Luton. I'm sorry. I feel Luton were punching above their weight. They were playing well as a team in the Premier League last year, and they did very well. But in the end, the quality showed, didn't it? And they came back where they should be. Burnley, who knows what's going to happen with them? I don't know if they've appointed somebody yet. We'll wait and see. And Sheffield United rebuilding as we speak. That they're going to lose players. They've let go of a few that have been there for far too long. We'll see who they bring in. Are they going to be able to keep Harmer? Harmer's been linked with a move back to the Prem with Wolves or Galatasaray. They lose Harmer. That's a massive loss because he should be playing at the top level. And if they get to keep him, that's a big plus for them because he should be playing at a high level. He and Ben Brereton Diaz excelled. Brereton Diaz is obviously going back to Villarreal. So, I look at our team and I think, okay, at this point in time, nothing is saying that we should be in trouble. Okay, nothing is saying that. Ali Stay on Biscuit saying, if we recruit properly, then we will walk the league and possibly have a bit of cup fun. Hey, that would be nice, man. That would be nice. Nice little cup run. Nice little cup run. Gavin saying, Mbappe to Real just been in that, so he's not coming, KG. Well, Gavin, segue king, because I was going to put that up, Mbappe there Real Madrid, collecting Infinity Stones, just incredible. And when you think as well, by the way, just speaking on Madrid, I know Drew Bellingham has probably cost over 100 million in total with add-ons, but Vinny Jr. cost less than 40. Rodrigo cost around 40 as well. And now Mbappe's for free. You know, yes, Real Madrid have the advantage of being Real Madrid, so players generally don't want to leave there unless Real Madrid say it's time for you to go. But hey, you can't knock it, can you? So Mbappe there, signed for 5 years. Yes, the Elland Road dream of Mbappe will have to be put on ice. I'm sorry, people, but yeah, he has decided to sign for that other team that play in white. Um, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, Burnley after Lampard, and let's face it, people, are we scared of? You know what? We shouldn't say that after the whole Derby. You know what? Let me not finish that sentence after the whole Derby thing. Huh? Or say, but in all seriousness, are we scared of Frank Lampard as a manager? Have you seen anything that tells you that you should go, whoa, Burnley with Frank Lampard. Oh, I'm scared of them. Nah. I think Burnley will be a good team, but I'm saying I don't see why we're not looking at one of the favorites. I don't. And from what I've seen, everyone else is making us favorites, but obviously it matters what we do on the pitch. Matt Sunderland said Real Madrid cheat code. It's insane. How they're going to fit that talent, how they're going to divvy up the playing time. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's going to be interesting to see it, but yeah, just enjoy it. It's like a FIFA on steroids, man. Mr. Ripper here saying, "Hi, KG, would like to see more squad rotation next season." Well, yeah. That's why it's important that we get the squad build correct. It's important that we recruit in all the right places. It's important that we get players that Daniel Farr could trust. What I will say is that we're going into this now because I don't want to be too long today. I said that yesterday, but I don't want to be too long today. But in regards to this, it comes from an article made by Baron Cross. What I found with Baron is that you have to go into the article to find the actual quotes because, and I don't, I get the game. He does a lot of like clickbaity titles and stuff, but this is what he put as his summary. Fighters are a priority for Farker and Marathe this summer, even if it means sacrificing on other attributes. Mentality and chemistry in the dressing room are the key lessons after the first year at Elland Road. So let's go into the article. I'll try and get it on here, people, but these things are riddled with ads, so I will do my best to keep it on. I'm not starting from the start of the article. It's on Leeds Live if you want to watch it, or sorry, read it, or just go on Baron Cross's Twitter and click the link from there. So here we are. Talent will not be the only driver in the additions Farker makes, aided by Nick Hammond and Greta Steinson. More than technical and physical attributes, mental strengths will be paramount in Marath's eyes. Greta Steinson is, by the way, who's actually in contact. I don't know why he hasn't answered me back yet, but he's in contact with one of my people who's an intermediary. So I know that they've probably talked before in regards to. That's when I told you that we was after El Ghazi last summer, but he went somewhere else. And here we are. The 49er Enterprises chief wants to see fighters in Leeds White on the pitch, players who make up for some technical deficiencies with a will to win and scrap until the death for points. Marathe admits there may be sacrifices in some areas to prioritize this mentality. And Paraag is quoted as saying, "We have some strengths as well. We're looking at the chemistry of our squad. It's not just about the talent on the pitch, it's also about the chemistry of the squad and the mentality of the squad. And we want players down to a man who will fight with us until the end." That's really important. I know it's important to Daniel. It's important to me. And sometimes you have to sacrifice on other things to make sure you have the right mentality in the squad. And that's basically the main bit I wanted to concentrate on. Because now what I'm saying in that is that I hope it doesn't mean that we are going to sacrifice skill for meat and potatoes on the pitch and become just another championship club. Because look, and we have to speak about Farker here. We didn't fail because of the whole makeup of the team. That was part of the reason, a la not having an attacking midfielder, but yet having three players that are central defensive midfielders that didn't score one goal between them. That was part of the reason. But it was also part of this, not rotating the team, not using the squad to its full potential. We didn't do that enough. So I hope that there's still some onus on that being part of the reason why we didn't go up, and not just that all the players were just or some of them were just bad, and we need to get them out and bring in some absolute nutters on the pitch. I would hate to see that, because already last season, by the way, and you guys will remember, some of the games were tough to watch as it is. There's no point going meat and potato for meat and potato against the lower league teams in the league. Let's not do that. You can get tough and skill at the same time. And I'm not saying that he's the most skillful player, but Sammy Schmodix kind of sums that up for me. He is a scrapper on the pitch. He is a fighter on the pitch, leader on the pitch, but he's also going to chip in goals, more than chipping goals. He may not get 27 again. It may come down to 20. It may come down to 18, but he's going to contribute in a positive way as well. What we don't want to see is getting rid of the players that can make things happen, for players that when we lose a game 2-0 are going to throw in a late tackle at the end, get a yellow card, get the crowd on their feet and beat their chest and go, yeah, we lost the game, but yeah. I don't think we're going to go down that route. And I sincerely hope we're not on that route. SJ44 say Marathe not happy with the end of season capitulation. He's not. He's not happy with that. And Ryan here, experience too. Yes, we need experience in there too. And because we did have experience, and I say it again, we had experience, but it's not good experience. That's why they couldn't be relied upon, whether it is through them withdrawing themselves from the team through injury or just not being good enough, a la Liam Cooper. So you have to then replace those. And that's why I went with like a Craig Dawson. Obviously, if you could get, it's a long shot, because him and Sean Dyche are married together. But James Tarkowski, if he wanted to drop down the league, I don't see it happening. I think he's got more Premier League in him. I'm just saying, on that kind of level, if you can get somebody like that can still play and is mentally tough, then that's what you go for. But what I don't want to see is us sacrificing the Jorginhos. Not saying Jorginho would go, but for just a scrappy midfield that runs about and puts in a tackle, then we just become another championship team. We could become another West Brom. We become another Norwich. So let's keep our X factors as many as we can and add to it. Don't go the other way too much. But I do think it's more of a mental thing, and it's kind of something that I've said in regards to the recruitment, and something that I want, and this is way above my pay grade, but I would love them to really scrutinize every signing with mental kind of a quiz, like with a psychiatrist or something, because it is different at this football club. We know that, and Bradley Johnson himself said that there's been players that loved the idea of coming to Leeds. Then once they got here, once the going got tough a little, they hid, and this is from an ex-player that said it, and this is from back in like the early 2010s, 2012. So, I would love to see something like that. I would love to, and I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that they'll get asked this question, but you've lost the ball 10 times at Elland Road and the crowd is starting to groan at you. What is your next move? And I don't want them to just take their answer from their mouth. Because listen, guys, we've all been on job interviews, right? We all say the buzzwords in job interviews. Oh, yeah, in this scenario, I would adapt and I would do this. We all give ourselves the best, version of ourselves. And when we actually get the job, it's like, man, I ain't doing that. No, you know what I'm saying, though, innit? But in terms of that, I would want them to look in their eyes. I want them to read their body language, man. I want them to see how they feel, thinking about losing the ball 10 times. Do they look nervous? Those kind of things. But these things are on a way bigger pay grade than I. But I'm just saying, I want them to really delve into the mentality of a player before they sign him, because we sign soft players for this club that is historically tough, whether it be off the pitch with the fans, like someone mentioned earlier, service crew, or the old guards like Billy Bremley and all that from my mom's time. We've become like a little bit soft on the pitch. You know what I mean? It does weigh heavy, and that's what we need to find out from any potential signing. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's more to do with the mentality of the player, not so much, if we decide to, sign like a Jonathan Hogg type, hey, listen, I'll be seething, man. I'll be absolutely screwing. You know what I mean? I don't want to see anything like that. And I'm using Jonathan Hogg as the most extreme example, because he is as lower league as it gets. Every time you see that guy, he's got a yellow card. No technical ability, just a scrap on the pitch who's liable to get a red. I don't think we need to go down that route. It's more to do with the mental, in my opinion. Thank you, Mr. Ripper. I'm glad you agree. Alison, yes, agree, need leaders. Exactly, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I'm still going to suggest some young talent that I feel we can take with us to the Premier League and will translate. Obviously, those will cost a bit of money, but you're buying now and then you're buying for the future, and they will have potential massive sale on potential as well. But you also do need some leaders in there, people that can keep a level head, know the situation they're in, realize what club they're at, and go again. You know what I mean? And we saw we wilted towards the last couple months of the season. That it did. It all just wilted away. So I think that's what Paraag means. I hope that's what he means, and that we're not going to get like Jonathan Rowe or Alan Brown from Preston and all these kind of meaty men to just come in the football club and stink it up. No, we've been there already, people. We had that back in the Warnock days. We don't need it already, man. We still got parachute payments to come. Let's keep the quality high. Um, Fergal saying, I think Rutter said he's committed, saying, I haven't seen that, Fergal. I do hope he will stay. I don't know if there's any interest in him at this point in time. I'm sure there will be. But out of the three, when you're talking Nanto, Somerville, Georgie, I feel like he's more likely to stay for some reason. Could be wrong. Obviously, this transfer window is very long. Could be wrong with that, but I feel like he will be here. So yeah, that's what I feel in regards to that. If you have any thoughts on the whole sacrificing, talent for like fight on the pitch to make up for some technical deficiencies. Yeah. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, Paul. I mean, exactly. Michael Brown. We had that already, and you see how that goes. These guys, that team, they fought hard in almost every game. It's just that they were bad footballers by that stage. We got them, some of them past their best, but they weren't good. You know, it was obvious as well. They were just bad footballers. We don't need that again. Lee Marshall saying, "Would you take Kenny McLean?" I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because I know we were linked with him last summer, but he's now a year older. I don't get the point in doing it. My thing is that we've already got the defensive midfield sewn up. We got Ampadu, and in my opinion, we got Gruev. I think that we could sell Kamara and then get a second additional attacking midfielder to go with another. But if we keep Gruev, we keep Ampadu, we keep Kamara, and add Kenny McLean, we then literally have four of the same player. So it really doesn't make sense to me unless you're going to sell two of the ones that we've got right now. That's the only way it makes sense. I'm not against it, but Kenny McLean is pure championship for me. He does not translate to the Premier League whatsoever. So you're going to have to get rid of him by the time we go up. And that's it. That it's as simple as that for me. He is a championship footballer. Matt saying Kenny is definitely coming. Look, it wouldn't surprise me, Matt, just purely on the fact that Farker likes him, and we know that Farker is big in the recruitment, as a manager should be, to a certain extent. But I'm just saying that's short term. There has to be short term and long term ads. Fully get that, like exploiting the loan system too. But he doesn't come to the Prem, so it would be a case of him, Farker, just trust him more on the pitch or as a squad member to bring off the bench when needed, when Ampadu needs a rest or something. Yeah, Paul, want to see a midfielder who can shoot. One goal from central midfield was embarrassing, and someone brave to attack a set piece. Well, yeah, and that one goal didn't come until the playoffs. So if our season ended at 46, there'd have been no goals. You know what I mean? Yeah. McLean 33 in January. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that just I personally wouldn't buy him. I think that we need to go to other areas of the pitch. I think that Gruev and Ampadu at this level, Ampadu for me, Premier League, he can easily play in the Premier League, no problem. But I think we've got other areas to focus on. Paul, does Cooper stay another year? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think that's one of the reasons why the retain list is being so delayed, because I think it's going to be a big old goodbye to Liam Cooper. I just don't see it. And also with the fact we just spoke about needing experience that Farker will trust. He saw after the Watford game that Liam Cooper is not up to the challenge anymore. And if we offer this guy another year, just to be another depth option that doesn't get used, it's a waste of resources. If he needs to retire, do some stuff behind the scenes. That would be great for Liam Cooper. But as a player, no, his time was done years ago, but it's really done now. No point renewing that contract. Go and get other experienced heads. I've already mentioned Craig Dawson. There's other ones out there though that you can get. There's other players out there. We don't have to just keep on thinking, oh, let's just keep Liam Cooper. No, no. Go get some experience that you will use, please. Um, let's have a look here. No, 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 Ryan. No, no, no. Stop, stop, stop. We're not doing that. Look, I'm in a good mood, Ryan. I'm in a good mood. Please, please. Um, so SJ44 saying Cam and Grove are water carriers. Well, yeah, but you, this is championship football. Again, my my expectations meet the league that we're in. You know, if we're talking Premier League, then I'm saying Kamara going anyway because we don't need three defensive midfielders. We don't. You only need two of them. So let him go and then go and strengthen another area of the pitch. It's as simple as that. And all you need is that when you've got the attacking players that we have, or potentially will have once we get our signs in, we'll have to see what our makeup looks like, and then we can talk about it more then. But you saw Gruev in most of the games that he played, bar the Southampton ones. He was more than fine. You know, he was mopping up a lot of stuff in front of the defense. He's good for us at this level. And it would be Ampadu as first choice for me. That's why it's important that we recruit enough centre backs so we don't see Ampadu back there and he stays in defensive midfield. Matt saying, love the content. Thank you, Matt. We need their mentality dogs, or we need them. We need them. Absolutely. Absolutely. We do need that. We need some more dogs in this team. It's timid. It's a little bit timid at times. So yeah, we'll go with that. Anyway, let's move on. Ben Johnson, long link with us. I feel like he's linked. He's been linked with us for about a year now. I'm only picking this up only because it's on it's not even from a reputable source for me. So I'm going to put that out there straight away. But I'm only just saying because he's the type of player that's available on a free. I don't see it happening. And according to this, the article here, and this is again in the middle of the article. This is from Give Me Sport. I think they collate it from other sources. But yeah, just saying that in regards to Ben Johnson, he's not likely to sign a new deal with West Ham. Rangers have an interest in him. But his preference is to stay in the Premier League, which could rule out Leeds United, who are also interested in his services, but they remain in the Championship, and as a result, a move does seem unlikely. And with Ben Johnson, if you was to get him for free at the Championship level as well, I think that would be a really good signing. He's not the perfect fullback. Obviously, you wouldn't be if you're dropping into the Championship, but for free, you can't really scoff at that. Yes, it's unlikely that we may be going in for him. It's probably more unlikely that we do. I do see the Premier League club that probably will get him, and it is probably going to be Crystal Palace. And there is a pathway for Ben Johnson to play for Crystal Palace. I don't think they've recruited a right back since what, Joel Ward, Nathaniel Klein. They've got a need on that right hand side. So if Crystal Palace are coming in for him for free, then it's a no brainer. I think it's fairly obvious. He gets to stay down London, play Premier League football. It makes too much sense to me. The only other thing with the Rangers thing, I don't see why he would go there when it's James Tavernier, sorry, who's their first choice right back, their captain, penalty taker, free kick taker. He's key for them, isn't he? So I don't see where there's a pathway for him in Rangers team, which is crazy to say considering it's the SPL. But I think he's got more chance of going Palace. So, but yeah, the main thing that I wanted to say in regards to Ben Johnson is that I keep seeing, people obviously suggest to me like free transfers that are around, but not every free transfer needs to be signed to Leeds. And I'm trying to be nice, obviously, but people just throw in all the names. I mean, even like backup left backs were being suggested to me, like Sam McCallum from Norwich. He was literally back up to the other one that's left. Is it Giannoulis? Yeah, the Greek guy. People thought that Sam McCallum, suggesting Sam McCallum. No, no, not every guy that's free needs to come. Max Lowe from Sheffield United, poor, absolutely poor. One that was a decent one was probably Jaden Bogle, but again, Jaden Bogle would be strictly at this level because I saw him in the Premier League and it wasn't pretty. People defensively, he was all over the shop. But at this level, he's good, he's quick. But I'm not saying that I want Jaden Bogle. Let me not put that out there. But I'm just saying not every player that becomes free needs to come to Leeds United because then your squad just becomes a mishmash of everything. I would still prefer us to go for Milan van Ewijk. I would love to get him from Coventry. If we could, I know that's going to cost a bit of money, but you're shoring up your right back spot there for this season. and the Premier League. You don't even have to think about it. He could play Premier League football for me. So if you could go in and get him, that is cool. And then get a cheap alternative. Maybe even keep Sam Byram for another year. You know what I mean? It's funny as well, people. We did the keep sell video, didn't we? And I said to you guys, I think I've got the whole squad here, but if I haven't, let me know. Not one of you and not me thought of Sam Byram, who wasn't in the thing. Sam Byram has been on the channel. I thought there was a pretty funny irony in that I didn't even mention Sam Byram. No one else even thought of it either. But at this point, because we're in the championship still, yes, he has his injury issues and he did tail off towards the end of the season with fitness and form issues. I would keep Sam Byram as another body in the squad. I would at this level. I would do that. He's already here. He won't be expensive as well. Let's be real. Especially after the choppy on and off year he had. I would keep him around at this stage. So there you go. I would keep Byram as a bench option. Yeah. Uh yeah, Paul. Coventry, yeah, they've got some decent players. Yeah, yeah. They do. But it's the few in particular. Obviously, we know of Callum O'Hare, which you guys have spoken ad nauseum about as well. Yeah, listen, if Callum O'Hare doesn't get the move he wants to the Prem, yeah, bring him in. But that's what I'm saying. There has to be a certain level to the free transfer wishes, because it just seems like whoever becomes free, people are like, we should sign him. It's like, no, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Um, yeah, Lee, he did make over a lot of appearances, but the thing is, Lee, a lot of those, because I know this because I was doing the research before he came before Christmas. And then after Christmas, it's when the injury started to come up a lot more. Actually, it was around Christmas, wasn't it? The injury started to come up a bit more. He had to be managed a lot better. But that was our fault as well, by the way, for having to rely on him so much. So it was a joint thing. But that's where we failed. We failed in the summer transfer window and January by not recruiting fullbacks properly. Even though we did with Connor Roberts, he didn't use him that he should have. But we failed in the summer for me. What body Sam should retire. But yeah, yeah, and yeah, I'm a bit. I've mentioned this guy before in regards to a loan. There's ways of beefing up the squad with quality without sacrificing too much and it not having to be too expensive. And I do think he's going to be available for loan. I don't see him getting games under Nuno if he's still there. So yeah, bring him back to Daniel Farker, get him on loan, and that would be a really good signing. Um, he's saying, I love Sam, but his body probably can't afford championship. Well, there's only 46 games in the championship. But he wouldn't be expected to play. That's why I said the bench, and it's one of those where you rotate if we need to rest one of our main fullbacks and he comes in. It's simple as that. I mean, we're at the championship, people. This isn't Premier League. So the talent level that I would have in my head for the Prem, I'm not thinking about for this level. You can't. But what I would say as well, don't get too disheartened with players that get linked to Premier League teams. It's good that we're in those conversations because we have to look at those kind of players that could move to the Prem, but maybe won't get a move to the Prem. That's kind of where we need to look. If the 49ers can pull out a couple of stunners, then awesome. We're absolutely laughing. But we should be looking at players that may ascend to the Premier League level, but if they don't get the move they want, then we could be their pathway to the Premier League. That's the way I look at it. Um, so look, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Imagine us talking about what Prem players we could lure in. We've come a long way since the days of Steve the Shift Morrison. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, he didn't hide anything, did he? He did not want to be here. But the thing is, I appreciate that with players because it just goes to what I say about football players. Don't get tied to being player FC and put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to players and ride for them like you see some people do, more than the club that they allegedly support. They ride for him so hard. And Steve Morrison, he didn't want to come. He didn't want to move here. He was the throw-in, wasn't he? We didn't want to let Becchio go to Norwich without coming back with something. And Steve Morrison was that. And another one as well, Stephen Warnock. Remember him, people, left back. He didn't want to be here. He said that in a podcast recently. Not so much the club name, but he said after he left, it may have been Liverpool or Villa. I don't remember the club, but he said that he just lost the passion for football, and that coincides with his move to Leeds United. So it does happen. It happens more than we know. Carlos here saying Bournemouth will lose Lloyd Kelly. Yep, he's looking likely to go Newcastle. Watch them go after Roden. They love to annoy us. Yeah. Listen, there will be Premier League interest in Roden. That's why we can't rely on him in regards to coming back. But if we could bring him back, awesome. If not, we need to move on, of course. Ben Diaz, is he a possible signing? Not according to the information I have. Leeds. He enjoyed his spell in the Prem and sees himself playing in the Prem again. And you can imagine Premier League teams looking at him, 6 goals in 14 for that Sheffield United team. They'll be thinking, yeah, we can get something out of Ben Brereton Diaz. He would have been mine if we went up. I would have suggested him as an option, absolutely, because for me, he just screams Leeds United, the way that he plays, his pace, his movement, and I think that he would have done even better with the players that we would have had around him in the Premier League for us. So yeah, I think he'll be looking at a Premier League move. I'm afraid to say. Let me just say before we go, Barney here with a super chat. Thank you, Barney. I might be in the minority, but is keep Cree over AG. AG, what? I might be in the minority, but is keep Cree over AG? Am I missing something? Who's AG? AG. Oh, Archie Gray. It's Archie Gray, isn't it? Listen, I love Archie Gray, Barney. He don't have AG initials yet. This ain't CR. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to put Gray, please. I might be in the minor, but keep Cree over Archie Gray. Yeah, listen, I don't think that we've got a choice with that, Barney. It could be if you're talking about preferences. Um, but yeah, Somerville is going to be off in. I'm afraid. So I mean, I get your point, but it doesn't really matter. I think we've got more likelihood to keep Archie Gray, but again, Paraag did say there's no guarantees with that, so we could be losing both, Barney. I'm afraid, but hopefully not. Hopefully, we do get to keep Archie for at least one more year and longer if we achieve promotion, of course. But yeah, listen, people, that is it for the show. That is it for this one. I'm going to keep this one shorter today. Thank you for joining me. If you join me live, man, as always, chat has been beautiful, absolutely brilliant. We'll come back with another show when there's some more news, some more, transfer wishes. I'll have a think and see who else I would like to bring in. You guys also have a think as well who you'd like to bring in, who's realistic to come into the club. And people, like the video before you go, please. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.